Hey, what's up, everyone? My name's Lionel, and I'm your host for LT Productions, and you are watching another episode of Speak Up. Thank you all for coming to my channel. Please like this video, subscribe, and you can leave your comments below. So let's get on to this latest edition of Speak Up. Okay, to get her out of the way, y'all know I don't hardly speak on her, but Britt Eady from The Real Housewives of Atlanta is in the media. Some people have come forward. If you have seen the latest episode, and it doesn't look like a lot of you have, ratings, y'all, ratings. How dreadful in many ways, as far as the ratings and also what happened at her pre-launching of her wear that she got. If anyone's seen it, it looked like everything was cheap and very dishonorable to her guests. Well, some people have come forward. The ones that were there, one was a decorator, not planner, as she does describe. But I want to get into this video so that we can move forward. Check it out.
Britt Eady's event decorator gave me all the tea from the Country Club Classic. Her name is Bella, and her business is Infinity Event Design. I am tagging her TikTok and Instagram below, so make sure to check her out because she's amazing. And before we get to the tea, I want to highlight what a great job she did at this event. I love all the florals. I love all the colors. Here's another photo of the floral. I love the little photo wall. So fabulous. And here's the room all set up. Like I said, make sure to go to her page and check her out because she's amazing. But let's get into the juicy stuff. So first, Britt has not paid her for the whole event. She paid partial, and she said she couldn't pay a deposit, but she still owes her $1,700. Then I asked her what the heck went down with the food and were people pissed. She said people were upset because there was a moment where Kelly had to ask production why people weren't being fed. As a result, production went into the kitchen and brought out more hors d'oeuvres for the guests. Some people even thought they could pick up a menu from the cast members' table and order food on their own, which shows just how hungry they were. She said Britt didn't care. Her husband was eating and drinking, and they weren't bothered. It was embarrassing for me to watch coming from an East African family member. Apparently, she also wanted the room to look full. That was her strategy, so she would come off as popular, but she clearly missed the mark. She says the people that were there are known in Atlanta, and they weren't just anybody. She also shared this to her Instagram story a couple days ago. She said, as the event decorator, I fulfilled everything I was asked to do and more. I was not responsible for the food. Brittany asked me to design a menu based on her selections, and the restaurant was in charge of providing and serving it. Secondly, the venue was not available for private use. The club was open and operating, and me and the team arrived early, not late, and was moved around due to production, lighting, etc. All things that were out of our control. We overdid our job. She chose to serve small bites due to budget constraints, which she confirmed in a message. I also did see the message of her saying that, but there were important things in the message, so I can't share that. My role was strictly decor. I offered input on setup, including the use of high top tables and styling the dining tables, which she approved. Then she says, lastly, any claims that I overcharged or misled anyone are false. I wasn't even fully compensated for my job, and there is still a dispute about my balance. There is a clear difference between event decorator and event planner. Confusing the two unfairly shifts blame. This is actually so insane to me. I'm assuming she hasn't paid her because she's blaming her for what went wrong, but it clearly was not this lady's fault, and it was clearly Brittany being stupid and not knowing how to run an event. But this is so embarrassing for her and not good for her reputation at all in Atlanta.
Now, I would release whomever the name is of the person that's on TikTok. I don't know it. I thought it would be there. I apologize. Shout out to you for being the one to break this news, or at least get the news out there. Look, I will say this before I go on with my comment. I will say that there is a opposing view as to someone who's actually there. Justin Diego, who is binge worthy, who is been in the business forever and has been very related to a bunch of the housewife material for many years. Respected YouTuber. He has an opposing view. He was showing clips of actual food, other people were eating, and really was saying on social media, and I'm paraphrasing, didn't say it exactly like this, but basically the girls were lying. Really, I'm trying to understand it. you're the only one to show some food. You're the only one to show that there were labels on a box and tissue paper. But please make sure that you go to his YouTube and make sure that you do watch the video if you choose to. I find things just questionable that you're the only one. Possibly if the girls went on to the after show and kept saying what they were saying, they doubled down. Nope. However, I did think it was weird that we got no feedback from Britt during the after show. Kelly and Shamia talked about it, and Drew, Angela, and Cynthia talked about it, and they still had the same responses. But only him is coming forward. You know, also House of Aaron, he is a content creator and also writer for the Jasmine brand. Shout out to him. Go over to his channel. But I question it as far as what Justin has brought forward, because you're the only one that's supporting it. Britt is not even saying anything. And I feel like Britt has had a league of people fighting for her, and she don't even say nothing. And that's suspicious to me, in my opinion. I question things about Mr. Diego only because of how he has been preseason and during the first part of the season on social media. Yes, I'm Team Twirl, but aside from that, I have things in my mind and questions in my mind. But I want you guys to go to Bingeworthy and check out his video, and you guys can make your own opinion in a session to the whole situation. All right, let's move on. Seventh Heaven, which aired on the WB, and then I think it went to the CW. I cannot remember because they were on for like 11 or 12 years. Anyways, I did watch the show back in the day. It was more clean family drama, so it was cool. Of course, we can talk about people's personal lives if we want to, but hey, it launched the career of Jessica Biel. She's the most outstanding person, or the most breakout star out of everyone. But anyways, I just wanted to list the producers and also showrunner for the series. Right now, it's in development. Jessica Biel will be an executive producer. Michelle Purple. And Pastor or Minister Devon Franklin, you know, he was married to Megan Good. They are now divorced. And Anthony Sparks, he will be the writer and showrunner. Now, some of you may know him from Meet the Johnsons. That movie is currently on YouTube and I think other places too. Woo, that's an interesting movie. That's all I'll say. If y'all ain't seen it, go see it. But all I gotta say is trigger warning, y'all. And that's that on that. Moving on to Sierra from Summer House. I think she's been on for like 3 or 4 seasons now. Bravo and Cocktails has reported allegedly that Sierra will be joining this season of Dancing with the Stars. I said, cool. At least Bravo and NBC Universal is spreading around their talent to be used. It still would be nice if Married to Medicine got a chance. I don't think they will, because at this point, Married to Medicine isn't at its peak. But that's Bravo's fault. Bravo kept treating them like the stepchildren to Housewives, Atlanta Housewives in specific. So, Married to Medicine should be greater than what it is. It is great as a show, and probably greater than Housewives, but Bravo's been so invested in the Housewives, and now they're scrambling to keep these shows alive. Okay, so moving on to the next topic. The morning show that currently streams on Apple TV, Apple Plus TV, or whatever it is. I don't have a subscription, but I've been hearing that there's a lot of great content. I think the morning show is the most popular on that network, streaming service. It stars Jennifer Aniston and our girl from Legally Blonde, Reese Witherspoon, and Nicole Bahari. I don't know why I'm having trouble today, but yes, I love them. And some people that are joining this season, season 4, which is Jeremy Irons, Marion Cotillard. I'm probably saying it wrong. I do apologize. William Jackson Harper, and Aaron Pierre. That's Mufasa. Yeah, he's joining. He sparked my interest to even to say anything about what's going on with the morning show, because I saw him. I said, whoa. I'm surprised I haven't seen him in TV work, I don't think. Possibly you guys know, but let me know in the chat. But anyways, I thought that was really cool. So even though I don't have a subscription, I've never watched the show. I've seen clips and all that. For you Apple TV watchers, y'all let me know how it is. And I don't know if I'm getting a subscription, but I'm excited to see what happens with the storylines. Congratulations, y'all. Okay, so the next little announcement from Hollywood Reporter is reporting that there are talks of Fifth Harmony coming back together, I think, for a reunion tour. And it will be minus Camila Cabello. Of course, I believe she left in 2008 or 2016 to start her solo career after the big success that they were having, so that she could go solo. And by 2018, they disbanded. We know another solo artist, Normani, that's been trying to get her career together. I think that she's been popular, but hasn't blew up like we probably have wanted her. Just like Camila, I feel like the industry is pushing her on us. But yeah, I'm not that big of a fan of Camila, but whatever. So what do you guys think of this reunion tour? Would you go? Or are you just going to listen to it on the iPod? Let me know. The Chi is reporting, who is in their 7th season, scores their most streamed premiere ever. 2 million cross-platform views. Now, I watched The Chi, I think it was season 4 or season 5. But congratulations to The Chi first. And I liked what I did see. The reason I didn't stay with it, one, I thought y'all were being canceled. Like, I really thought season 5 was your last season. And then I kept seeing it was renewed. And at that point, I didn't really drive myself to watch the show. Because I made up in my mind, or at least I had in my mind, oh, it's canceled anyway, so whatever. But I was surprised when I was seeing it another season, and now another season. So congratulations to Ms. Lena Waithe and to all the team and cast and crew for the stream. So obviously it's going to go further. It's currently streaming on Showtime. If you have the Paramount Plus and Plus Showtime, you can watch it. I only have Paramount Plus, so I don't get the privilege as of yet to watch that show. But I'm happy for them. I know Lynn Whitfield has joined the cast. So many are on there. Candy Burrs is on there. So many. I think Iman Shumpert, which he probably needs this job, is still on there. And so many others. But y'all check it out if you got that streaming service. All right, so Garcelle Bouvier from the Jamie Foxx show, even though a lot of y'all try to shade her and act like she had no career before Housewives, and everyone thinks that Housewives is a stopping point of anyone's career. I think not. Housewives is a great platform. A great platform. I will not deny that. But don't act like the buck stops here. Sorry. Anyways, Lifetime TV has expanded their partnership with Garcelle. She will be releasing 2 movies. She will star in them and executive produce. The first one will be Taken at a Truck Stop. This is another kidnapping story for black women or black girls, and all that, bringing awareness. And also she will be starring in Terry McMillan's Presents Tempted to Love. Now, first and foremost, I love Terry McMillan, and I'm glad that she's out doing more movies. I'm happy and proud, and happy for Miss Garcelle, whom y'all said that she wasn't going to be doing anything after. No, I think she used the platform right and was able to resurge her career. And it's not that she resurged it because nothing was going on for her. She wanted to raise her children. Her children will be going off to college very soon. So she might as well get back out there in the field. And this time she's on top, executive producing and all that good stuff. So congratulations. All right, so we got 3 more things and only one long or kind of stretched out topic. Deshawn Snow, who is an OG of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. She was on season 1 and was replaced season 2. However, her name still comes up sometimes. She recently did an interview with Nene Leakes on her YouTube channel, the Nene Leakes Show. Deshawn did announce that she will soon be having her own YouTube channel. And I know a lot of y'all are going to be like, for what? Why not? Why not? Why not have her resurge? Because she still goes down in history. The Real Housewives of Atlanta was a hit. when it first came out. So I think it peaked. How could I say this? I think it peaked season 5, season 6, but those were kind of like almost twin seasons. It was like season 5 was they're on the runway about to take off, and then season 6 was just like boom. But yeah, check it out if you want to and see what Deshaun has going on. Shout out to you, Miss Deshaun. Okay, 2 more stories. Rapper YoungBoy, aka Kentrell Golden, has been pardoned by our current president. He says that, well, I think I should read his charges first. YoungBoy had federal charges and state charges. He had possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, distribution and manufacturing drugs, possession of stolen firearms. State charges against him were aggravated assault, prescription drug fraud, identity fraud, forgery, obtaining a prescription under false pretenses, and some of his past charges that made some of these federal cases charges. In 2016, he had a charge of attempted pow-pow and aggravated assault and kidnapping. Some charges were reduced or dismissed, and some were acquitted of. He was acquitted of some of the charges as well. I mean, that's normal between as the attorneys negotiate and all that good stuff. So this is what Kentrell, aka YoungBoy, had to say. I want to thank President Trump for granting me a pardon and giving me the opportunity to keep building as a man, a father, and as an artist. This moment means a lot. It opens the door to the future. I've worked hard for, let me do that again. It opens the door to a future I've worked hard for, and I'm fully prepared to step into this. He thanks Pardon Cesar, Miss Alice Marie Johnson, his lawyer, Brittany K. Barnett. I'm grateful, focused, and ready. I will say this. Cool. A lot of people don't get that opportunity. And I think that this is your 3rd chance at this point. I could say 2nd chance, but, well, I could say it's your 2nd chance. Well, no, 1st chance. Well, you did do all your stuff, and you went back out into the streets, and you did some more and caught some more charges. Did he say he was a husband? Let me make sure. Did he say he was a husband? As a man, father. Okay, father. Well, father, you had children out here, and you were still doing that crap. So all I can say is don't take this lightly. By the words that you're saying, I think that you probably have learned, and you know that this is a once-in-a-lifetime pardon for you. So don't F up. I do appreciate him not just thanking Trump, but he thanked other people that were lobbying for him to get these charges dropped. So we can act like Trump was his white savior all we want to, but at least he recognizes, like, nope, I'm not putting down my folks either, just to congratulate another man who had the power to get that charge off of me. So, hey, all I can say to you, Mr. Kentrell, aka YoungBoy, do better. Do better. And for our last topic, the Chrisleys have been pardoned also by President Trump. I find it kind of interesting because normally they wait until the end of their term for the presidency to pardon people. So the Chrisleys that went to prison for bank fraud and also tax evasion, and Julie Christie caught a case of, or charge of, wire fraud. They have been freed. I think they've been in jail for about 3 or 4 years at this point, probably 5. However, I think the Chrisleys are having a new reality show, and I thought it was interesting that it was just, I think it's about to air though, so they've already taped it. But they came out just in time for this new show that's being spun off and going to air soon. But yeah, they've been released. And of course, I know there's a lot of people saying, what about the black folks? You got young blood. Y'all signed petitions for Daystar, aka Tory Lanez. And by the way, I saw this clip of allegedly Daystar being butchered, but then he's standing up like nothing happened. Ooh, sorry about that. He's standing up like nothing happened. Like, what? So you 50 Cent now? Like, I don't believe nothing. This came from the Room blogger. If you know who that is, you know. But yeah, the Room blogger. How do you get that type of footage leaked? Wouldn't there be a criminal investigation and all that stuff? And now you got up. I feel like it's AI. I don't trust it whatsoever. However, he's still in jail. If y'all want him out, that's y'all business. But whatever. I think he's going to be a menace if he comes out. We see how he is in prison and how he was before he went there. And we can go into the whole debate or conversation about everything that y'all do online. And it's for the people that it hits. And if it's not supposed to hit you, it's not going to hit you. So don't be trying to get hurt over something that's not supposed to hit you. But yeah. So shout out to the Christies. All I can say is do better. I wonder who else is going to get pardoned. I wonder if, in the back of my mind, if Diddy goes to prison, will Trump pardon him? I'm just wondering. I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there. Just how everything's going, it's like the people that should be in there are getting pardons. And someone, I won't say that part. But anyways, that's all I got. Thank you all for joining me today. It wasn't that much news. It was more announcements that were coming out. So I knew it was going to be short and light. But again, I appreciate you for coming. Like this video, subscribe, and leave your comments and your thoughts. And until the next one, peace.